All right, here's today's project. We got a tire to change. Luckily it's a front one and not a back one, but this one's just old and rotten. It's leaking from everywhere. I've got a new one in an inner tube, so let's get after it. I've got it deflated. Luckily this one held air enough that I was able to air it up and get it up higher, and I got the jack underneath it now. So we're up off the ground, we're ready to go. And the bead is already kind of broken here and kind of broken back there. I do have the hydraulic bead breaking tool if we needed it, but I'm hoping that I can get this outside bead off and broken off and get the tire off that way. So let me set you guys up and we'll get going. There we go. All right. Give me a minute, I'll move this, I'll get the other one out of the truck. Okay, number one. Make sure your tread's going in the right direction for these directional tractor tires. It'll save you a lot of frustration. Lube this up. I don't know if I'm going to lube the outside one yet. We'll see if my scrawny little butt can push this up here. Okay. We'll find the tube. Technically, I think this tire is tubeless, but it had a tube in it, and I don't have a tubeless valve stem, so tube it is. All right, we got the tire on. We got that tube stuffed in there. We got this in. I haven't completely super tightened that little lock ring on yet, but we are ready to go. Now, you can use lube on this outside ring. I find it with the weight of the tire, it just makes it so slippery. The bars don't really get the friction. So I don't know if I'm gonna do that yet. I might put a little on the inside of the tire, but let's see if we can get this on. If you're gonna do this, be very careful not to pinch that tube between your tire bar and the wheel, because I have done that enough to know that it sucks. Now on these tube tires, when you start barring these on, you gotta do it on the opposite of your valve stem, because this side's gonna have to go into this drop center, and you don't want to deal with that tube down there with the tire rubbing against it and chance tearing off the valve stem. And right here, the tube's trying to come out, so you just gotta keep up in here and check this. Usually when you're away from the valve stem, the tube will fall into the drop center, but when you're over by the valve stem, sometimes that tube doesn't want to go. So like I said, make sure that tube's not in the way. Now right here, it's going to start fighting. Kick that baby over into the drop center. The drop center is your friend. Okay, now right here, on your last bite right here, it's helpful to get a couple bars in there, because once it starts going, the tire will be so close to the rim you can't get a bar in it. So get your bar in there, make sure you're not grabbing tube. Like that. See how that right there? There we go. We'll let that air up and seat. Once it seats, we'll deflate it, and that'll let the tube relax. Make sure, hopefully it's not folded up too bad in there. And then we'll air it up for the final time. We should be good to go. All right, we're aired up and ready to go. I don't know what this guy wants it at for pressure, so I just set it the same as that other side, 30 PSI. We're ready to go. Got the old one in there, all green, looking mean as ever. Just putting in the work. Yep, that's that. Alrighty, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I know I didn't. They're not too bad to do. If you know the technique, they're not terrible. The worst part about them is getting the tires in and out of your truck. So, hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you in the next one.